Chapman's. Chapman's. Hello? Been busy today, Gibson. Been busy. Howdy, 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 howdy.
On Robert Maxwell. Tell people about Robert Maxwell for people that don't know.
Well, Robert Maxwell was Czechoslovakian, and he sort of transferred from nation to nation through his life because he fought in World War II, and he was working in intelligence operations for Britain. But eventually, he is Jewish. He was born Jewish, and eventually he wound up working for Israel, and he was doing arms smuggling through the 80s, where he seems to have found Jeffrey Epstein somewhere along those lines, and seems to have acted as some sort of mentor to him from bringing Epstein out of the banking industry, where he had mysterious banking jobs no one understands, into the arms trafficking with people like Douglas Leese and Adnan Khashoggi, all kind of illegal arms traffickers. And that is where it seems as though Jeffrey Epstein was schooled in what blackmail is and how it works and how it and why it's so effective. And somewhere in the late 80s to early 90s, he got this ring set up that seems to have started operating to target Bill Clinton first as their primary target in about 91. So one thing that we might want to note here at the start, as we first dig into the Jeffrey Epstein thing and blow that open for a second, and then we'll later expand our scope around the world a little bit, is that you'll notice that these trafficking groups are organized by race or nationality. And that is because organized crime has always been organized by race and nationality, because when I say you find a giant crime ring full of Italians, what do you call that? The mafia. Obviously. When you find a giant crime ring full of Japanese people, that is the Yakuza. And Jewish people have had such things as well. And it's not exclusive to Jewish people.
Yeah, Bugsy Siegel and all of them who helped found Israel.
Yeah, the Jewish mob was a very powerful force in the U.S. from the 20s all the way through the 40s.
Well, it created the ADL.
Exactly. And the reason why organized crime groups up like that is because if you're going to run a transnational criminal organization, that you could get caught at any time, and if anyone gets caught and they rat on you, your whole organization goes down. You need a really strong tie that binds everybody together, and there's no stronger tie than race or religion. And secondly, you might add a little blackmail in there to just really strengthen things up.
And then with Israel, you've got right to return with no extradition. You can run there.
Bingo. And so obviously we're not saying that all Jews are pedophiles. We're not saying that all Jews are involved in this. We're saying that every race can be involved in these things, and we just so happen to have the Epstein one prominently affecting our government right now, and that one is associated with Israel, and it's very obvious, and we'll show the evidence. But there are other ones around the world, and they all interact in a network of groups looking out for their own.
Well, I mean, I can show you mainstream news articles going, oh yeah, the CIA spies on Mossad and their stuff. Am I back and forth? They're all doing it, and at the middle of it is people like Prince Andrew, who's tied to all this. P. Diddy, Epstein, and you've got Ehud Barak, admittedly constantly going in and out of Epstein's base in New York.
Yeah, let's talk about Ehud Barak for a second, too, because Ehud Barak is the former prime minister of Israel. And I'd be curious, do you know off the top of your head how many times Ehud Barak visited the island? Because it was a staggering amount.
It was a lot. I've covered the documents.
Somewhere north of 20 and south of 60. It was, several times a year for the entire time of Epstein's reign. And Ehud Barak not only was the former PM of Israel, but he was also the former head of Israeli military intelligence. And he very much seems to have been a handler, although we don't know for sure because we are trying our best to put it together based upon the evidence that is available. But regardless, when you start to look at all the people in his network, they are all Jewish and Israeli and tied together by that bond of that kinship so that they know they can trust each other.
And when you see these women, we know some of the names, those are the handlers, and a lot of them literally were bought by Epstein on record in Eastern Europe when they're like 8, brought there, he has sex with them for a long, and then makes them stewardesses on the planes, and then they handle the even younger and the little kids.
Absolutely. That is the really tragic part of the Epstein.
Because they found they need to manager women that are younger to take care of the kids, so they're also nannies for the kids that are getting screwed.
And it also makes it incredible when you look at it.
But then if it gets exposed, they leave it to the 18-year-old down to 15-year-old women when it's a lot worse.
Exactly. And when you're trying to recruit young girls from like Palm Beach neighborhoods, it's much easier to send someone like Ghislaine Maxwell or like a 21-year-old girl.
Yeah, we've just set the table here in 20 minutes. Where should we start here? I mean, there's so much.
Well, we've already talked about a little bit of the Epstein network, and we've covered a few of the bases, like Robert Maxwell we've talked about, Ehud Barak we've talked about. We might want to mention Leslie Wexner a little bit more because he was in charge not only of the fashion brands that were being used as the front for this, but he also was the bank. And Leslie Wexner signed the power of attorney over to Jeffrey Epstein so that Jeffrey Epstein could manage Leslie Wexner's money on his behalf without his knowledge. And I would quote page 99 from Whitney Webb Webb's One Nation Under Blackmail, where she cites the evidence that Leslie Wexner gave that power of attorney to Jeffrey Epstein so that Jeffrey could buy, sell assets, manage his businesses, trade his businesses without Leslie's knowledge. And that is how Leslie Wexner claimed to be ignorant to what was going on. And
Compartmentalization.
Exactly. And that gave Jeffrey Epstein the bankroll. That gave him the ability to claim that he represented Victoria's Secret. And that gave him access to parties, to pageants, to this entire culture of the beauty industry from which he recruited.
Which at a high level, a lot of the parents are pedophiles themselves and know this and are actually trying to get into the club.
Absolutely. And it's important.
It's a courtier.
Exactly. And just to be clear, Leslie Wexner is completely free. He's living on his billions of dollars in a nice big private property in Ohio.
He's Mossad.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Leslie Wexner, if you start to dig into the Heritage Foundation, the Leslie Wexner Foundation, his affiliation with the Mega Group, which is a pretty good one to talk about, he clearly has devoted his entire life to not only raising billions of dollars, but opening up philanthropies and charities specifically designed to getting as many Jewish people to support Israel as possible and subverting our nation through things like these blackmail rings and other espionage.
Absolutely. So,
hold on a minute. Yeah, I've been wondering a long time ago. Hey, I got some chickens today. I bought some more chickens. Joyce picked them up for me. Frank, what's going on? They had chicks come in. She said they had them come in yesterday and sold out. They told me they wasn't coming in until today.
Patriotic American gladiator, putting everyone on notice.
I have to say also,
Hell yeah! Pam Bondi stands her ground, firmly correcting Richard Blumenthal and pushing back like a patriotic American gladiator, putting everyone on notice.
I have to say also, really troubled, deeply disturbed by some of your responses and non-responses to the question that you've been asked today. You say the right things, that you're going to be the people's lawyer. That's what you have to say to be here. But I believe being the people's lawyer means you have to be able to say no to the President of the United States.
Senator, first, I need to clarify something that you said, that I have to sit up here and say these things. No, I don't. I sit up here and speak the truth. I'm not going to sit up here and say anything that I need to say to get confirmed by...
Hey. Yeah. Happy Friday, man. I'm doing the show right now. Go ahead and tell us a bad joke. What's the difference between... Oh, you done messed up the joke, man. What concert costs 45 cents? 45 cents. I don't know. What is that? 50 Cent featuring Nickelback. That's a good one. All right. Yeah, no, I still got some of y'all's pens now that I'm still giving out. Yeah, I've got them before too, but I like the pens better, and I'm gonna get some pens when I run out of these. I probably got about 100 left. Uh huh. Yeah. That's pretty cool. But like I said, I'm not gonna order any until I get rid of these I got. Yeah, I got about 100 left. Yeah, that's pretty.
75 of them, and that's printed, shipped, and delivered for $2.99 in a few weeks. That sound good?
No, like I said, I'm not gonna buy any until I get rid of these. I appreciate you calling though.
Yeah, well, let me do this, Jamie. I do want you to try these out, otherwise I got them cheap, man.
Well, send me one for free. Let me see what it looks like.
Well, how about I do you better, man? I'll knock 15 bucks off the top, and I'll get them out to you for $2.84.
Well, that ain't better.
I won't even ask you to pay for them today, brother. I'll get them out to you on a COD.
That ain't better. Send me one and let me look at it.
Well, I'm telling you about it, man.
Well, I'd rather have it in my hand. I can't see that. I can't see what it looks like by what you're describing. I want to see it. I want to use it.
Well, let me do this then. Let me get my foot in the door with you, brother. I'll get them out to you for $2.69.
Can't do it, man. No. No. Send me one. Let me look at it. No, send me one. Let me look at it.
I gotta ask you from Louisville, Kentucky?
No, I'm from Georgia.
Well, brother, you got some horse trade in your blood. I'll give you that.
I hear you. Send me one. Let me look at it.
I'll do you better, man. Look, work with me here. Is it the price?
I told you I got 100 of them still here. I love these pens that I got from y'all. I love these pens. Everybody I give them to loves these pens. The ones I got from y'all. Well, you want to get your foot in the door? Well, I'm telling you how to get your foot in the door. Send me one of them.
Well, if I did that, I'd be out of business.
How would you be out of business for sending me one of them?
Because if I did that, you know how many people ask me to send them one pen?
I'm the first person that's asked you. I'm the first person that's ever asked you to send me one.
Hand to God, you're not. Hand to God, you're not.
Well, let me ask you this: how many have you sent out?
Today?
No, how many have you sent out to people that asked you for one?
None. I'll end up getting to buy them. I mean, it's just one of those things. You ask me how many times they reordered them.
I don't know. How many times they had it?
When I sold these two, they said, yeah, they reorder within 4 to 6 weeks on these things.
I hear you, man. Well, hey,
They got a high need from your customers. I'll come out there. I'll buy them back off you.
well, I gotta hide these because they steal them if I don't hide them. I gotta keep them in my drawer in here, and I give them out.
Well, let me do this, man, because I just got them cheap right now. Like I said, next week our prices are going up on these. I don't want to have to call you back and get you at full price.
Yeah, I'd hate for you to call me up and hit me back up full price. Send me one of them and let me try it.
Oh, man, you're not going to let me get my foot in the door or nothing, huh? If I told you you're 50 bucks, you wouldn't.
I just told you how to get your foot in the door. Send me one. I bought pens from y'all before. I bought pens and clips from y'all before. Send me one.
Well, you bought them from Ad Pros. We bought out Ad Pros about 8 months. Last time I talked to you, I told you that.
Well, what?
Look at this. I'm going to send you 75 of them for $2.43.
No,
And I'll even try to bribe you.
no,
I'll send you some samples, too, as well with that.
no. Send me one. Let me try it out. You're a good salesman, but
I'm not that good.
yeah, you're not that good. Now I'm a good salesman.
Well, I'm going to take one more last crack at you.
All right,
brother.
try one more time.
Wouldn't be any good if I didn't try.
Let's go.
Try me on a small box of 50 of them, brother. I'll go out to the warehouse. I'll hand count them. I'll get them out to you for $179. I'll cover your printing. I'll cover your shipping, and I'll still throw in some other free samples in there for you.
I can't do it, man. I've got these pens in my desk that I'm trying to get rid of. If you was to send me one of them pens, and it's better than the pens I have, I'll get it.
I mean, look, I'm offering you 50 of them for $179.
I hear you.
That's 50.
That's a good price right there, man. You should have started off with that.
I'm just looking for a little help from a lot of people, man. Not only that, I promise you these are one of those pens you're going to like.
Well, that's what I said. Send me one out. Let me see. I carry my own pen. I carry my own pen. I give my pens to my techs. My techs keep them in their pocket. I do a show on YouTube. Look, we're doing a show right now on YouTube, and all of my people on here. Well, I don't know. Some of them said I sent them to some of them. Some of them said they didn't get them. I think they was lying because they was trying to get two. Because I know these are good pens. They're metal. They don't break in your pocket. These are metal pens. Got a flashlight on one end. Look at that flashlight. Look at that. Lighting up your life, baby. It's got a stylus on the other end. But yeah, send me one. Look, send me one.
I can't just send one, man.
You could.
We don't operate like
You could. You could send one, just like you send 75 or 50. You could send one just like that, and I'd try it out, and I would show it on my show right here. I would probably give it to people that sub to the channel. I would give it out to people that sub to the channel. And then I would put your information, I'd hold your flyer up on here on YouTube and sell it to people. How about this? Can't do it, man. You got to send me one for me to try 'em. You got to send me one for me to try. Yeah, but it don't matter. I still want to look. I don't want to order them because when I run out of these pins, I'm gonna reorder these. The ones that I carry, the ones that I've got. When I run out of these, but if that one is better than the one I've got, I will order them. I am. I'm giving you a shot. Send me one in the mail. It won't cost you nothing but a stamp and a pen. I hear you. Well, you need to be moving up in the ranks, man, so you can make bigger sales. Say this man wants one of our pens. Well, you need to tell him this man's bought from us before, but he wants a sample to see what we got. He's gonna try it out against his pen that he keeps. This right here. Hey, go to YouTube and look at Jamie Chapman. I'm showing the pen right now. On here, the one that I got. All right, man. You too. Later. He lost that sale. He could have sent me a pen. He ain't gonna do it. I don't know why he wouldn't send me a pen. Hello? Hey. Hey.
That picture look all right.
What picture?
I just sent you one of the babies. I'm sweating. This house is so hot.
No, I ain't got no picture.
My house says on 60.
I don't have no picture.
He just said he didn't get it. Okay, so I got the bin. I washed out the bin. I locked down the bin. And I killed 4 spiders out of it. And then I put the, what did it say?
The wood chip?
The wood chips at the bottom. I layered them at the bottom. And then the lamp, I clicked the lamp onto the side of the bin.
Yeah.
But they're not been burning.
Put your hand down there and see if it's how hot it is.
I mean, they keep going underneath it. Yeah.
They'll go to the other end if they get too hot.
I moved the water to the other side because I don't want the water to melt.
Yeah. All right. Well, send me a picture.
I think it said red.
Yeah, I got it.
All right. That look okay?
Yeah, it looks all right.
All right. He's like you said,
All right, I'm doing a show.
all right. Love you. Bye.
Love you, bye. All right, yeah, Joel's got me some chickens. Hold up one minute. I'll send that out. Let's see, messenger. Let's put it in we'll put it in general quarters. Danielle! All right, we're sending it out. Sending the picture out. Can't sub? Or you can sub. We got a Cash App on there. Works just as well. Frank, you owe me for 6 months.
Clear trend among the American public. So transgender female athletes in women's sports, only 18% of the country says that they should be, in fact, allowed to participate.
Check out this calendar, man, that they found in one of them cars out there. It's like it says for 40 years calendar, 1991 to 2030. It's like it's got a coaster thing on the bottom of it, but it's got this little dial on the top that you spin around, and I can't get it to work. I got it on 2025, and the shit ain't lining up. Maybe we done did some kind of time warp or something. I don't know. Be pretty cool if this thing did work. I put it on 2025. Is this a leap year? Red month for leap years. I don't know. I got to work with it some more. But it's pretty cool. Lou Gina, how you doing out there, Lou Gina? Yesterday was Gibson's birthday.
What are you doing? Oh, shoot, girl. It's all over the news. What's going on? So Stacey Abrams serves as senior counsel to Rewiring America, which established Power Forward Communities, Inc., out of Maryland, which was an advisory role. So, this nonprofit, you guys aren't going to believe this. This is crazy. Stacey!
We finally got that guy's transmission out. Clutch is screwed up. He's going to have to replace that clutch. Going to have to replace that shaft. Flywheel's going to have to be returned. Hopefully the top bolts in the bell housing was wallered out.
So this nonprofit received $2 billion in grants from the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, April 4th.
You should have heard me singing to him yesterday, Lou Gina. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. People outside right here, they were weeping. Outside the window, they could hear me.
2024, EPA gave Power Forward Communities, Inc. $2 billion. They were founded August of 2023. So let's just do the math. 8 months after their funding, they were able to obtain a $2 billion grant. Grant means free money. Their nonprofit, you asked, what did they make in 2023? $100. Yeah. What's going on? You can't make this shit up. Stacey, fix this mess.
Stacey Abrams in trouble. Maybe she lost that money in the gap in her teeth.
Appears to show strange objects hovering above a cornfield. Below, complex circle formations appear. This controversial film appears to show strange objects hovering above a cornfield. Below, complex circle formation.
Parents of Missouri teen severely injured in shocking school beatdown break their silence, remain hopeful. Her parents should go to jail for putting her in a 90% black school district. The show should have. Because she's going to end up with a black baby in her belly. You're just messing all that shit up. You're just messing out your whole gene pool up. What are you doing? Africa for the Africans, Asia for the Asians. This sounds like Hitler. Funny how that works, huh? Israel for the Jews, white country for everybody. Yeah, that don't work like that. That's why our country's all fucked up.
Morning, friends. Good morning, friends.
That ain't what he said.
Please you need to stop. There are children. Please stop.
GM.
Stop. Hey, that's not necessary.
You know
Good morning, friends.
He's Burger King.
Please you need to stop. There are children.
We don't care about the kids. Kids saying that shit all the time anyhow.
The Democratic...
He said the N-word. He said, get out, N-word. And he was loud, hard R. He didn't do the A.
Party is in a completely different place right now. There's no identified leader of the party. They don't have a clear vision. They seem rudderless. In hopes of finding themselves, they've latched onto this new shiny object called the rule of law. Well, we'd like to welcome them to the concept. It would be admirable if they hadn't spent the last 4 years with their heads buried in the sand while Biden literally trampled over the rule of law with no objection. In fact, many Democrats cheered that lawlessness, like when the Biden administration unconstitutionally forced the middle class to pay the student loans of doctors and lawyers, when they illegally mandated that private companies implement vaccine requirements, when they radically rewrote Title IX to undermine women's rights. Those things were actually illegal, and the Democratic Party cheered it. They didn't oppose it at all. President Trump, by
secretary
contrast,
work really ain't
is
that
taking
hard.
legitimate
I
executive
don't know how
action
to type.
root out
I had
waste,
to pick.
fraud, and abuse
But
in
I
all
can
these
type.
federal.
I can 180 words a minute, like that right there. They might not be spelled right, but there's 180 of them there. But it's not that hard to work. Except, I've been wondering if, because I'm doing the secretary work now, I was wondering if my boss man was going to hit on me. I'm going to tell him no. Not without a raise, bitch. And I ain't wearing no skirt to work neither.
Programs. That's what the American people demand and deserve. That's what they
I might wear some booty shorts that's about knee high, knee length.
voted for. They voted for
Cargo
a
bridges.
real
Trump's
analysis
live.
and a real change, transformational kind of change in the way the
Trump's
federal
live.
government works. And
I hear you. I hear you.
EM.
Hey, that's not.
Let's see where Trump's live at.
This is the Minton Capehart federal bill.
Say something, either one of you.
Sure. That was actually Tyler who said that. but it's
Sorry, I still get mixed up.
But yeah, we never thought that we'd get attacked the way we did in our backyard after trying to do the right thing for so many years and always trying to raise the bar with respect to regulations. So it's truly wonderful to see how things have changed and how the pendulum has swung back in the way that it has. And we've always felt that the U.S. should lead in Bitcoin and crypto, and it's ours to sort of lead and win. And it's just wonderful what President Trump has been doing with this, and we look forward to working together. And thanks for inviting us, David, and setting this up.
Thank you. Thank you both. Please.
I was just going to say thank you, Mr. President. Cameron takes credit for a lot of my things I say, so it's not the first time. But the U.S. won the internet, and the U.S. should win crypto. So thank you for your leadership on this.
Thank you both very much. High IQ individuals around this table. That's what I always say. We need high IQ. So thank you very much. Would anybody like to say anything? Please.
Okay, we'll come.
I just want to express my deep gratitude for the seriousness with which you're approaching our industry and how you're actually helping guide it in the right direction. I've worked with many central banks in other countries, and when I was working there, I was wondering why I, as an American citizen, can't
Did my cheek
help
thing
the United States financial system reach this higher level that the world is on course towards generally. And so I'm very grateful that finally there's been a new level of kind of common sense and adoption of these ideas. Me and the other people in this room do believe that the crypto, blockchain, Web3 infrastructure is the next iteration of the financial system. And I think that the U.S. should have its leadership position continue in that new financial system. And I'm very, very happy to see people like David Sachs, Secretary Bessent, Secretary Lutnick taking this very seriously with their time, and very grateful to them too. So I'm just overjoyed to see this, and I think it is a big part of how the U.S. can continue.
I still want to get me a box down there off a box truck and fix up a chicken coop in that. I want to fix that thing up so I can do my boxes and shit in there.
Its role in the global financial system. So thank you.
Thank you very much. I thought it was very important that we stay in the front of this one. This is a big one. And as you know, China is pushing forward and very strongly as usual. But we're way in the lead, as we are in AI and other things, and we want to stay there. So I thought this was very important, and we have some brilliant people sitting around this table, and it's an honor to have you involved, but we want to stay at the forefront of everything. And this is a very important day in your lives. I know you worked, some of you, very long before people really understood what was happening. And so I congratulate you, but this is a big day. Being in the White House is a big deal, and you have great support. Thank you all very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, please. Thank you very much. Thank you, media. Thank you. Please. Let's go.
What the hell happened? Move your ass out of the road.
What's good? What's good?
Oh, you gotta take the fish mask off, bro.
Why?
Just because you have to.
I don't feel comfortable.
So you can get out.
I'm like really, really ugly. Like, I'm not even trying to joke. People make fun of me all the time.
Do you? You can put it back
I can put it back on?
on. You good?
Am I ugly?
Nah, you cool, bro.
What's good? What's good?
Oh, you got...
First they want you to wear the mask, and they don't want you to wear the mask.
Too easy. It'd be too easy.
Big Lots is closed. You guys can do a little lap in here? No, get out. All right, I'll get out. Big Lots is closed.
Hey, I got it.
What?
You gotta stay here for a minute, okay?
Okay.
People saying that you were filming it, antagonizing it, alright?
I really wasn't.
I know, but we gotta do an investigation, okay?
Okay. I was gonna go get like a...
People on the ground laying over there, you need
Yeah.
to sit tight for a minute so that HP tells you you can leave.
What's up, son? You said what?
Y'all talked to somebody already?
Man, we talked to Boo out here.
Who?
Boo.
I don't know who that is. Not on my block.
Boo, you don't know Boo. Oh, yep. Oh, we calling people time to go. Time to go.
Oh, y'all talked to somebody already?
What's up, son? You said what?
Y'all talked to somebody already?
Man, we talked to Boo out here.
Who?
Boo.
I don't know who that is. Not on my block.
Boo, you don't know Boo. Oh, yep.
You don't know Boo. Boo's lying to y'all. Said y'all come out there and film. Taking a picture with a random what?
Where is Boo?
He's from Brazil.
Brazil?
Yes, why are you reporting? Sorry. You are reporting.
I'm not so important.
Nah, people are taking pictures. You're reporting. Why?
I'm the president.
He's the president.
Any other gadgets you've gotten installed here since you came?
Well, everyone thinks that this is very ominous right here. See this? This is a very ominous looking because of the red button.
What does that get you when
Well,
you
it
press
gets
the
you a
red button?
Coke or it gets you a Pepsi.
Oh.
One or the other, right? Have to be. But it gets you something. I like to have fun with people. They'll be sitting down. Every time I press that, people...
Any other gadgets you've gotten installed here?
Let me see your hands.
He's got a gun. He's got a gun. Oh, he's got a gun. Oh, it's a hostage.
Sir.
It's a hostage.
Sir, drop the gun.
Please
we
drop
don't
the
want
gun.
anybody to get hurt, sir.
Shots fired. Suspect down. Shots fired. Suspect down.
Damn.
Hey, get him out of here.
Let me see your hands.
He's got a gun. He's got a gun. Oh, he's got a gun. Oh, it's a hostage.
You know that your fake Instagram account has four...
Get nervous. Make you nervous?
A little bit.
Why?
I don't know.
Cause you're a pig.
2071.
Holy schmolies. $20.71.
Before tax.
Before taxes, man. What's it made out of gold?
With tax, 2246.
22?
You see you want salad?
No, dealer's choice. You make me whatever.
The dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice.
Okay. So you're gonna trust me on this?
Trust you, 100%.
Okay. This is the way I do it, okay?
Cool. That's what I want to see.
So first we're gonna put in some rice.
Uh-oh. Is that like Chipotle truck?
Here's the thing. The sauce goes after the rice.
Okay.
Okay? A little bit of cheese.
Little cheese.
Just a little
bit more
okay?
cheese. Put some beans on there.
And
Put
then-
some beans on it.
We start putting the meats, okay? So we got beef,
beef,
chicken,
chicken.
Go all the way right here for the gyro. We do all the veggies, okay?
Yeah, pile it high. When you're at Chipotle, you can say, "Can I ask more of them beans? Let me get a little bit more of that rice."
All right, and
I was going to eat there last night, but I called Joyce on the way home, and I usually call her and see if she's made supper. And she said, "Hey, I made some corn dogs and French fries." I said, all right. So I didn't go to Chipotle last night, but I'm going tonight, buddy.
You're doing the white sauce, right?
Yep, light and spicy, please.
What? Oh, you can handle spice?
Oh, I can handle it.
Okay.
You don't have to do none of that 1 line, 2 line. You can cover it.
Oh, no way. No. You sure?
Hit me.
Okay.
Perfect.
Hell yeah. Now give me a wrap to go with it.
And then, of course,
I get a wrap with mine
cilantro.
because they got them big
Thank you
ass
so much.
wraps.
Thank you, my brother.
Absolutely. Enjoy. You see you want salad?
Hey, Rorschach. Hey, you're pretty famous, right? Hey, you know what? I'm pretty famous, too. Ain't that right?
That's right.
That's right. You know, maybe I can give you an autograph, huh? What you say, big boy?
That's hot grease. Don't look like that grease has been changed in a while.
None of you seem to understand. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
What movie is that from?
Your hands. My pleasure.
Ooh, that's a porcelain toilet.
Where's my...
I busted a porcelain toilet when I was up there working at the. I used to do trusses, preform fab trusses, ceiling trusses, and then they went out and bought a damn floor truss machine, and we had some big wharf rats up there. I'm talking about some huge wharf rats, and I caught one in the bathroom, and I had the golf club, and I said, missed the rat and hit the toilet. I had to pay for it, toilet.
My face!
Don't kill me!
Your turn, Doctor. Tell me, what do you see? Hey, Rorschach.
What movie is that?
Best cop ever.
Reuben, come talk to me.
Nah, I'm just saying, I ain't going to jail.
Reuben, come
We
talk
can
to
talk from a distance, bro. We can talk from a distance,
Reuben,
bro.
quit
We
being-
can talk because they lying on me, bro.
I ain't even worried
Listen,
about that.
man, I ain't going to no handcuffs,
I ain't worried
bro.
about
I'm
that.
not going to no
Don't
handcuffs,
say
bro.
you ain't going in handcuffs.
Reuben,
I'm not going to no handcuffs, bro.
Come on.
Because they lying.
come here.
Listen to me, bro.
Come here and talk to me.
Talk to me.
How about I not talk to you out
Okay,
there?
but you walking up on me now. But you
I'm-
want walking up on me like that.
In what kind of way? Not
You
in
walking
kind of
up on me
violent
like
way.
you want to put your hands on me, trying to get me in that car.
If I put my hands on you, I'm gonna put my hands on you. Now I
Listen,
don't play
man.
around with that,
Listen,
dog.
listen, dog.
I don't play with that.
Listen, this
Here,
is my
look,
dog.
look. I don't play with that.
Listen, what I'm telling you, bro.
I got you.
How you feel
Shut
about your
up.
daughter? How you feel
I
about your
defend her to my death, just like. Come here.
Come here, man. I love my daughter, bro. I love my daughter, bro.
Come in.
Put
talk
cuffs
to me.
on
That's
it.
why mama, I hate y'all, because y'all lying, bro. Y'all gonna let my daughter do that fuck ass shit, man. That's crazy, bro.
No.
That's crazy.
Look, come here.
That's
Talk-
crazy,
Put cuffs
man.
on it.
That's crazy.
Come here and talk to me.
That's crazy, man. My daughter, man.
Come here and talk to me.
Best cop ever.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
Come on, bitch.
Uh-oh.
Come on. Put my shit down. Fucking faggot. Watch when the cops come. Watch when the cops come. Fucking bitch, you don't got no fucking money. Fuck wrong with you. Stupid bitch, you're not getting a fucking dime.
Ain't coming down, Lisa, baby.
Why you still pouring my shit for getting money? Why you still pouring my shit for getting money? You fucking faggot, bitch. Watch this. Watch this, bitch. You're not getting no fucking money.
Want to bet?
Watch this.
Want to bet?
Think she's gonna take off? Oh, raise her up high. This is like Six Flags.
Come on, get down. How am I supposed to get down? The fuck? Come on, come out. Come out.
How much is your budget? 5 to 7 million. I would say.
Yellow.
Barn chickens out there.
Oh, yeah.
That trailer there, I think the main thing wrong with it, it sounds like it's got a leak in the back somewhere.
Got a leak in the roof?
No, in the airlines.
Oh, air leak.
Yeah, air leak.
He ain't sent me no other, he sent me things on 3 trailers. We did that one with the gaskets. It's finished and they paid me for that. But he ain't sent me no other list of things.
You got his number?
Yeah. I done called him.
Did he called you back?
No. He had a girl call me with payment.
Yeah, because he told me to check with you and see if he was getting his information or whatever. So
yeah, I got all his company information.
Go ahead and call him again. See if you can call him again, or I can call him and tell him to call you right back.
You can tell him to call me. He was texting me
He was texting stuff, yeah, and he didn't know if you were getting it or not.
Yeah, I told him I was getting it on the text. I only got 3 trailers though. Stuff on 3 trailers.
Right. Because he was saying at first I wasn't sending him pictures of them and stuff. I had pictures of all of them, but the last one, this one here, I took pictures of. The last one I dropped last night at
What trailer number was that you just brought in? You know?
I'm not sure it's on that side though. I can go look. I mean, I can look at my phone or whatever I got on my phone.
Yeah, tell me what it is off your phone, and then I'll go ahead and start a work order on it.
Yeah, I put it down there on the end where the other 2 trailers were.
Yeah.
Facing this way where I backed into them.
That's fine.
I put it on this side of them.
That's fine. Just give me the trailer number. You said all this air leaks?
Hang on, yeah.
They think the airlines.
My owners of my company are looking for planes in the States traveling from 4 times a year and about 14 passengers.
You might be able to get an old BBJ, a Boeing, for maybe in the high teens that might be able to do that trip and will carry 14 people. Even if you go to an old straight Gulfstream 5 or a Global Express Classic, you can get 14 in, but you really would not want to sit on that airplane for a 10-hour trip.
What would you recommend for something like that? This is their first purchase, getting into the private jet sector.
Unless you go to a Boeing or an Airbus, it's going to be every single
It's important for the United States to recognize this fact and get ahead of the other nations in the digital age. We applaud the President's direction to use the digital assets already in possession of the nation, and we are going to establish this Bitcoin reserve. We will use this authority to augment the assets side of the United States balance sheet. As I've said many times, President Trump is creating assets for the American people while most past presidents have created debt, and a large part of this asset program can be in digital assets. We are going to end the regulatory weaponization against digital assets. The Biden administration's actions did nothing other than punish innovators, and that all of you have made it here today is really a testament to your fortitude. Much of Treasury's responsibility in this order relates to the tax code and determinations around risk weightings, and I'm here to assure you that we are going to work with the controller of the currency, the IRS, and we're going to rescind and amend all applicable previous guidance. And we are going to put a lot of thought into the stablecoin regime, and as President Trump has directed, we are going to keep the U.S. the dominant reserve currency in the world, and we will use stable coins to do that. Thank you.
It's got a bad back door and gasket.
Technology is at the foundation of the Trump presidency. He understands technology, he embraces technology, and he's going to use technology to drive America forward. The blockchain and Bitcoin technology are a key part of that thinking, and embracing that and here today shows how much a leader the Trump administration and our president is. He understands it, he embraces it. As you said, you're a pioneer in this place, and this is where we're going. We're using the blockchain, we're using Bitcoin, we're going to use digital assets to pound forward, and Donald Trump is leading the way. Can't be more proud of you today.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Howard. Kelly, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is truly a historic day, and as a crypto founder, I couldn't be more proud to be part of your administration. You're moving at the speed of tech for sure, and I will just say it's a great day to have the war on not just crypto, but the war on innovation done. And under your administration, we are truly going to enter into the golden age. And I'll just say, as the administrator of the SBA, small business is a tremendous network that crypto can be deployed against, and so the SBA is open to crypto. So I look forward to working with all of the leaders in this room to advance your efforts here. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you very much. Tom, please.
Is that the last
one? Well, Mr. President, I want to say thank you. I want to thank you for the amazing team that you put together. I want to thank you for David. I mean, this kind of a meeting, no one in this room could have envisioned this just a couple years ago. You are the one that has the vision. You're the one that said we are going to do 21st century finance right here in the United States of America. I've been doing this for 9 years. It is amazing how far we've come, and that's a credit to you, Mr. President, and your leadership, and God bless you for doing this, because it's going to make a huge difference with everything else you're doing. And by the way, Americans love it. They're going crazy. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Go
ahead, please.
Does anyone want to say a couple of words? Cameron or Tyler, do you want to?
You're very shy in front of the camera.
Cameron, I think you said something earlier that I thought was really profound. You said that a year ago you thought it would be more likely that you'd end up in jail than at the White House. Not to put you on the spot, because you didn't do anything wrong, but that was the environment a year ago. But do you guys want to say something, either one of you?
Sure. That was actually Tyler who said that. but
sorry, I still get mixed up.
But yeah, we never thought that we'd get attacked the way we did in our backyard after trying to do the right thing for so many years and always trying to raise the bar with respect to regulations. So it's truly wonderful to see how things have changed and how the pendulum has swung back in the way that it has. And we've always felt that the U.S. should lead in Bitcoin and crypto, and it's ours to sort of lead and win. And it's just wonderful what President Trump has been doing with this, and we look forward to working together. And thanks for inviting us, David, and setting this up.
Thank you. Thank you both. Please.
I was just going to say thank you, Mr. President. Cameron takes credit for a lot of my things I say, so it's not the first time. But the U.S. won the internet, and the U.S. should win crypto. So thank you for your leadership on this.
Thank you both very much. High IQ individuals around this table. That's what I always say. We need high IQ. So thank you very much. Would anybody like to say anything? Please.
I just want to express my deep gratitude for the seriousness with which you're approaching our industry and how you're actually helping guide it in the right direction. I work with many central banks in other countries, and when I was working there, I was wondering why I, as an American citizen, can't help the United States financial system reach this higher level that the world is on course towards generally. And so I'm very grateful that finally there's been a new level of kind of common sense and adoption of these ideas. Me and the other people in this room do believe that the crypto, blockchain, Web3 infrastructure is the next iteration of the financial system. And I think that the U.S. should have its leadership position continue in that new financial system. And I'm very, very happy to see people like David Sachs, Secretary Bessent, Secretary Lutnick taking this very seriously with their time, and very grateful them too. So I'm just overjoyed to see this, and I think it is a big part of how the U.S. can continue its role in the global financial system. So thank you.
Thank you very much. I thought it was very important that we stay in the front of this one. This is a big one. And as you know, China is pushing forward and very strongly as usual. But we're way in the lead, as we are in AI and other things, and we want to stay there. So I thought this was very important, and we have some brilliant people sitting around this table. And it's an honor to have you involved, but we want to stay at the forefront of everything. And this is a very important day in your lives. I know you worked, some of you, very long before people really understood what was happening. And so I congratulate you, but this is a big day. Being in the White House is a big deal. and you have great support. Thank you all very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, please. Thank you very much. Thank you, media. Thank you. Please.
Yeah, I'll come back up here. I'll just go walk. I went down there. I'm gonna take my dog out and let him walk.
Okay. See, it froze up right there.
It's a wonderful place, the White House. I want to begin. Is Johnny here from World
Bobby
Cup? I want to
Downtown
thank.
Brown needs to be meeting with Dr. Stephen Greer, not these nerds. He needs to be meeting with that Joel Saliston, that rancher guy.
Thank you for Johnny Infantino is my friend for a long time, and during my first term, we worked out a deal to get the World Cup, and then because of lots of interesting things that happened, I ended up being president when it showed up. I was always disappointed. I wasn't going to make it. I was going to serve 8 straight. Instead, we did it the hard way, but maybe the more important way. So I will be with you as president, Johnny. So maybe you could just say a few words and show how beautiful the World Cup trophy is. Thank you. Yeah, sure, please. Yeah.
The famous key.
That's a great key.
You want to hold it, President? Or shall
Well, you go ahead. I trust you.
So this is the new trophy of the new competition for the FIFA Club World Cup. The 32 best clubs in the world with the absolutely best players in the world. And for the first time in history, this competition takes place in
You know what's worse than them old pussies that play golf? Them pussies that play soccer.
the States opening game on the 14th of June.
Right.
Obviously in Miami, final on the 30th of July this year in New York, New Jersey. But it's not that. The trophy is special because it is a key and because, as you can see, if I manage to do that, it's a bit tricky. It's not bad. So this is a trophy. It is a trophy which represents, and that's why I think it's interesting to show this trophy exactly in this forum, because it represents the past, but it's also projected to the future. There is no other sports trophy which looks like that. It has engraved the history of the game, of soccer or football as we call it, the participating teams of the first edition, the stadiums, the beautiful stadiums in 11 cities in the United States of America where this competition will take place. So at the same time, past, present, and projected to the future. And if I may, President, say another 2 words, and then I let you work. I would like to congratulate the President and the administration for not only for the World Cup, the Club World Cup, the World Cup, and the great work done, but also for this initiative that you are speaking about here. If I may add something in this respect, I'm not an expert at all, but FIFA, as you know, is a brand which is globally known, a very strong brand. The soccer economy in the world is worth around 270 billion a year. 70% of that, Mr. President, is in Europe. So imagine the potential that there is around the world only in soccer if we develop it. And so FIFA is very, very interested under my presidency to develop the FIFA coin, to do it from here, from America, and to conquer the 5 billion soccer fans in the world. So if there's anyone here...
Ian Carroll was on Alex Jones today too. He was on Rogan yesterday. They talking about the Pizzagate shit.
It was interested to
talking about the Jews. It ain't all the Jews.
With FIFA, here we are together with the United States of America, and we'll conquer the world of soccer with the FIFA coin. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That coin.
They are. They're finna send out the UFOs.
That's right. That coin may be worth more than FIFA in the end, it could be quite a coin, actually. Huh? Anyway, thank you, Johnny. Great job. I just thought you should see this trophy because it's really, it's the biggest sporting event in the world, and we have it here. And we appreciate being selected. Thank you very much, Johnny. You do a fantastic job. And welcome to the first ever White House Digital Assets Summit. I know that many of you have been fighting for years for this, and it's an honor to be with you at the White House. I want to thank the White House AI and crypto czar David Sachs, Treasury Secretary. This is David right here, in case you don't know. You know David. And a man who's doing a great job as Secretary of Treasury, Scott Bessent, who's right here. Scott, thank you very much. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, wherever you may be, Howard. Hi, Howard. He's doing some interesting work right now with all that's going on. He's right in the middle of it and doing a great job. Thank you. SBA Administrator Kelly Loeffler. And thank you. SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce.
She ain't bug eyed. She's got them.
Thank you, Hester. Acting CFTC Chairman Caroline Pham. House Majority Whip Tom Emmer.
Kimmer's live.
Hello,
Kimmer's live
Tom.
right now.
Representative Brian Stile. Thank you. Brian, thank you very much. Digital Assets Council Director Bo Hines. Good, Bo. Great job. And many other distinguished guests. We have a lot of very distinguished people around the table. Some of them will be speaking. I want to thank Marco Rubio also, who's right over there. And we have tremendous people very interested in this subject. And last year I promised to make America the Bitcoin superpower of the world and the crypto capital of the planet. And we're taking historic action to deliver on that promise, as you know, around the table. Yesterday, I signed an executive order officially creating our strategic Bitcoin reserve, and this will be a virtual Fort Knox for digital gold to be housed within the United States Treasury. That's a big thing, Scott. The federal government is already among the largest holders of Bitcoin, as you know. Really one of the largest holders in the world, with as many as 200,000 Bitcoin obtained via civil law and various other forms of law, and including enforcement actions. These existing holdings will form the foundation of the new reserve. Unfortunately, in recent years, the U.S. government has foolishly sold tens of thousands of additional Bitcoin that were worth billions and billions of dollars had they not sold them, but they did sell them, mostly during the Biden administration. And not a good thing to have done. From this day on, America will follow the rule that every Bitcoin knows very well: never sell your Bitcoin. That's a little phrase that they have. I don't know if that's right or not. Who the hell knows, right? Who knows? Who knows? But so far, it's been right. And well, let's keep it that way. The Treasury and Commerce Departments will also explore new pathways to accumulate additional Bitcoin holdings for the reserve, provided it's done at no cost to the taxpayers. We don't want any cost to the taxpayers. In addition, my order directs federal agencies to conduct an inventory of all crypto assets currently held by the U.S. government and determine how they can be transferred easily to the Treasury. Non-Bitcoin digital assets will be held in a new U.S. digital asset stockpile where they will be managed properly. My administration also is working to end the federal bureaucracy's war on crypto, which was really going on pretty wildly during Biden until the election came about. About 5 months before the election, he became a big fan because he heard how many people were in favor of it and how many people love it and respect it. But I guess it didn't work out too well for him. People understood what was going on and paved the way for groundbreaking innovations in institutional finance. Under the Bitcoin administration, regulators strong-armed banks. I mean, they really did. They strong-armed banks into closing the accounts of crypto businesses and entrepreneurs, effectively blocking some money transfers to and from exchanges, and they weaponize government against the entire industry. But I know that feeling also. Maybe better than you do. All of that will soon be over, and we are ending Operation Choke Point 2.0. Now, some people really suffered. It was ridiculous what they were doing, but in the end, they came around, but they came around for the wrong reasons. They came around only because they wanted votes, and they saw that tens of millions of people were against them because of what they were doing. I also want to express my strong support for the efforts of lawmakers in Congress as they work on bills to provide regulatory certainty for dollar-backed stablecoins and the digital assets market. They're working very hard on that. This is a tremendous opportunity for economic growth and innovation in our financial sector, and will really go a long way. I think it's going to be a tremendous, we feel like pioneers in a way, of tremendous method of growth.
How many loads
and
do they bring? Well, you paid me for 6. All right. How many did that other one run? The tandems? All right. Come on in. All right. All right, what you got?
Things are very much tied, and we want to keep it that way, the U.S. dollar. Long into the future, we're going to keep it that way. I hope lawmakers will send that legislation to my desk before August recess if they can. And they're very much working with you, and you know a lot of them, and a lot of them were committed right from the very beginning. So I just want to congratulate you all for being at the White House today, and a man who knows more about Bitcoin and AI and just about everything else than anybody, David Saxon. I'd like to have you say a few words, David.
Thank you, Mr. President. We're all here today because of your leadership, your vision, and your generosity, and I really want to thank you for that. We're also here because of your desire to make America great and to introduce a golden age in America, including for digital assets. And we're here because of your love of innovators, or as you might say, high IQ people. Yeah, we know you love high IQ people. And we have about 30 of them here in the room today. These are the top people in the digital asset industry. And one other thing that I think that you love is legal fairness. This is an industry that was subjected to prosecution and persecution for the last 4 years, horrible lawfare, and nobody knows what that feels like better than you do. So we really appreciate the fact that you understand legal fairness and that you're always willing to fight for the right thing, for legal fairness. You never back down. You stand defiant, even in the face of an assassin's bullet. It's an inspiration to everyone in this room, I think. So it's an honor.
Thank you.
So
who? Oh yeah. All right, yeah. All right, what am I charging you on that a month? $150?
The asset side of the United States balance sheet. As I've said many times, President Trump is creating assets for the American people while most past presidents have created debt, and a large part of this asset program can be in digital assets. We are going to end the regulatory weaponization against digital assets. The Biden administration's actions did nothing other than punish innovators. And that all of you have made it here today is really a testament to your fortitude. Much of Treasury's responsibility in this order relates to the tax code and determinations around risk weightings. And I'm here to assure you that we are going to work with the Comptroller of the Currency, the IRS, and we're going to rescind and amend all applicable previous guidance. and we are going to put a lot of thought into the stablecoin regime. And as President Trump has directed, we are going to keep the U.S. the dominant reserve currency in the world, and we will use stablecoins to do that. Thank you.
Technology is at the foundation of the Trump presidency. He understands technology, he embraces technology, and he's going to use technology to drive America forward. The blockchain and Bitcoin technology are a key part of that thinking, and embracing that, and here today shows how much a leader the Trump administration and our president is. He understands it, he embraces it. As you said, you're a pioneer in this place, and this is where we're going. We're using the blockchain, we're using Bitcoin, we're going to use digital assets to pound forward, and Donald Trump is leading the way. Can't be more proud of you today.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Howard. Kelly, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is truly a historic day, and as a crypto founder, I couldn't be more proud to be part of your administration. You're moving at the speed of tech for sure, and I will just say it's a great day to have the war on not just crypto, but the war on innovation done. And under your administration, we are truly going to enter into the golden age. And I'll just say, as the administrator of the SBA, small business is a tremendous network that crypto can be deployed against, and so the SBA is open to crypto. So I look forward to working with all of the leaders in this room to advance your efforts here. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you very much. Tom, please.
Well, Mr. President, I want to say thank you. I want to thank you for the amazing team that you put together. I want to thank you for David. I mean, this kind of a meeting, no one in this room could have envisioned this just a couple years ago. You are the one that has the vision. You're the one that said we are going to do 21st century finance right here in the United States of America. I've been doing this for 9 years. It is amazing how far we've come, and that's a credit to you, Mr. President, and your leadership, and God bless you for doing this, because it's going to make a huge difference with everything else you're doing. And by the way, Americans love it. They're going crazy. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I told you a while ago.
Does anyone want to say a couple of words? Cameron or Tyler, do you want to?
You're very shy in front
Actually,
of the camera.
Cameron, I think you said something earlier that I thought was really profound. You said that a year ago you thought it would be more likely that you'd end up in jail than at the White House. You, not to put you on the spot, because you didn't do anything wrong, but that was the environment a year ago. But do you guys want to say something, either one of you?
Sure, that was actually Tyler who said that. But
Air leak in the back.
Yeah. Chapman. Hello. Hello.
But sorry, I still get mixed up.
But yeah, we never thought that we'd get attacked the way we did in our backyard after trying to do the right thing for so many years, and always trying to raise the bar with respect to regulations. So it's truly wonderful to see how things have changed and how the pendulum has swung back in the way that it has. And we've always felt that the U.S. should lead in Bitcoin and crypto, and it's ours to sort of lead and win. And it's just wonderful what President Trump has been doing with this, and we look forward to working together. And thanks for inviting us, David, and setting this up.
Thank you. Thank you both. Please.
I was just going to say thank you, Mr. President. Cameron takes credit for a lot of my things I say, so it's not the first time. But the U.S. won the internet, and the U.S. should win crypto. So thank you for your leadership on this.
Thank you both very much. High IQ individuals around this table. That's what I always say. We need high IQ. So thank you very much. Would anybody like to say anything? Please.
I just want to express my deep gratitude for the seriousness with which you're approaching our industry and how you're actually helping guide it in the right direction. I've worked with many central banks in other countries, and when I was working there, I was wondering why I, as an American citizen, can't help the United States financial system reach this higher level that the world is on course towards generally. And so I'm very grateful that finally there's been a new level of kind of common sense and adoption of these ideas. Me and the other people in this room do believe that the crypto, blockchain, Web3 infrastructure is the next iteration of the financial system. And I think that the U.S. should have its leadership position continue in that new financial system. And I'm very, very happy to see people like David Sachs, Secretary Bessent, Secretary Lutnick taking this very seriously with their time, and very grateful to them too. So I'm just overjoyed to see this, and I think it is a big part of how the U.S. can continue its role in the global financial system. So thank you.
Thank you very much. I thought it was very important that we stay in the front of this one. This is a big one. And as you know, China is pushing forward and very strongly as usual. But we're way in the lead, as we are in AI and other things, and we want to stay there. So I thought this was very important, and we have some brilliant people sitting around this table. And it's an honor to have you involved, but we want to stay at the forefront of everything. And this is a very important day in your lives. I know you worked, some of you, very long before people really understood what was happening. And so I congratulate you, but this is a big day. Being in the White House is a big deal, and you have great support. Thank you all very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, please. Thank you very much. Thank you, media. Thank you. Please. It's
Thank you, Rep. Ford. My name is Thomas Huggett, Thomas, Huggett, Huggett. I work as a family doctor at Lawndale Christian Health Center. And as Rep. Ford said, Illinois, the state of Illinois has a trigger law that if federal funding falls below a certain amount, then the expansion of Medicaid under the Affordable Care Act will disappear. That means that many of my patients who rely on expanded Medicaid, which happened with the initiation of Obamacare, will not be able to access their medications that they need. I have many patients who have been helped by medications for opioid use disorder. These patients now have a different outlook on life. Many of these patients are now housed in their own housing. If we really are serious about helping folks attain housing, we cannot cut medical care that we're talking about through cuts to Medicaid. So we must repeal the trigger law. I and so many of us here strongly support Rep. Ford to repeal the trigger law in the state of Illinois, which would stop Medicaid expansion. We need to do even more. I've had too many of my patients die of opioid overdoses.
Well, be careful out there,
but there
man.
is hope.
All right.
With treatment, with medications, with other supports that Medicaid pays for, people can achieve what they want to in their lives and achieve what they want to do. We have to do this for our brothers and sisters, and we really need to repeal the trigger law that Rep. Ford has initiated in terms of his legislation. So now I'd like to turn this back over to Rep. Ford and other speakers.
Thank you, Dr. Huggett. At the circle, House Bill 3998 is the bill that has been filed in the General Assembly for the repeal of that law. Next up will be Lee of the West Side Heroin Opioid Task Force. That's Lee Rush.
All right, you want this shut?
No, you can leave it open.
Hello, everyone.
Appreciate it, man.
Lee Rush, R-U-S-C-H, first name L-E-E. I am a senior advisor for the West Side Heroin Opioid Task Force. I was the former director of the task force. With us are member organizations, Association House, New Age Services, the Illinois Harm Reduction and Recovery Coalition, Thresholds, Lawndale Christian Health Center, Ashante House, and Edna Circle. I hope I didn't leave someone out.
And above and beyond.
Above and beyond.
Above and beyond.
Rincon Family Services.
El Rincon Family Services. Apologize. Quick. I'm just backing up what was said before from Rep. Ford and from Dr. Huggett. There is a noted British journalist that's named Johan Hari, who recently stated the opposite of addiction is not sobriety, it's connection. What our task force does is connect people, connect each other, so that people can begin.
I'm hearing they had tunnels under their house.
Recovery journey and get the help.
I don't trust him. He's been in the movies how long? Put him on a list.
Whether it's housing, medical care, medicine-assisted recovery drugs like buprenorphine, Suboxone, and methadone. As Governor Pritzker mentioned yesterday in the announcement, overdoses have went down in 2023, 8%. In Cook County, about 2 or 3.
This is the government overreach that they need to be cutting. Why ain't y'all at work?
Probably about a month ago, Cook County Coroner's Office mentioned that preliminarily the reduction in overdose deaths in 2024 was 43%. And we know on the west side of Chicago, through Chicago Department of Public Health, we've seen a 24% decrease in emergency medical services on the west side, which means that when we have Narcan out there, the antidote, and we have services out there, people are taking care of each other, family and friends are empowered to be able to administer Narcan, etc. One of the key aspects of our work as a task force are warrant handoffs at the street level. That's where the connection begins. So we have partners out there that can begin medicine-assisted recovery right there on the spot and get people connected then to a bricks and mortar place to be able to continue their treatment. If these Medicaid cuts, and you'll hear from other people who are looking at that at their agencies, a lot of the work that we've done in terms of pulling these services together and making
I'd say let them die on the street. Spending my money on no damn shit to get them off. They ain't stopping doing the dope in our press conference.
Called Santa Fe home since the 1980s and were active in the city's art community and culinary scene. In recent years, the couple were seen less often in town as his health deteriorated. They lived a very private life before their deaths. Both Hackman and Arakawa appear to have suddenly fallen to the floor, and neither showed signs of blunt force trauma. It's very sad.
Yeah, they both just died at the same time. Yeah, there's nothing going on here. He died of heart disease. His wife died of Hannah Tavares.
Aaron Taylor said they said the house didn't have mice, but other structures on the property did. Naomi Nocturnal says tragic all around. Linda Belk says, what a sad way to die. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad for both of them, you know. I mean, this is not a common. People do get it, but it's not the most common disease. And again, I don't know that she knew she had anything like this.
What happened to the dog?
And she had just been that day.
He probably died because he was in there chewing on their dead, mutilated bodies, and whatever killed him got him too because he was starving. He ain't put no food out in a week. How long was these people in there? They said it was like they was like, what do they call that when you deteriorating? Yeah, his wife's in there in the kitchen, fell out in the floor dead. He's walking by her. What are you doing on the floor? I'm going in here to watch some TV. Comes back through there. You still ain't found whatever you're looking for down there?
Before her community, the day
bullshit, man. You can't trust nothing you hear from nobody. Bunch of lying ass. Who's controlling this shit? The Jews.
President President Trump right now is giving remarks from the White House, from the Oval Office. And as soon as we get those taped remarks, we will play them out for all of you to see. But in the meantime, Democrats
Why don't you do it live?
Are in panic mode, reportedly calling an emergency meeting yesterday of a dozen House Democrats. Now, this comes after that embarrassing display during President Trump's joint address to Congress, including the moment.
I don't think it is better than the Sand people having control. They're trying to kill white people. That's why they're bringing all the Sand people in here, to get rid of white people, because they don't consider themselves white. We're Goyim, us and the Sand people.
Al Green shouted and waved his cane that led to his censure.
Good afternoon from the Southeast, Fox.
That's your warning.
That's your warning, bitch. Sit your black ass down.
Remove this
You
gentleman.
and your pimp cane. Look at this pussy right here. Come on, please don't make me. I would have went hands on. Danielle. I ain't yelling. That's the way I talk. Sand people do make love to the goats. That's because, have you ever seen their women? No, you can't see their women because they got their face covered up. Just imagine what it looks like in the bedroom if you'd rather make love to a goat.
Hello, everyone. This is Outnumbered on this Friday. I'm Kaylee McEnany here with my co-host Emily Campagno. Also joining us, Molly Line, Fox News correspondent, Marie Harf, Fox News contributor and former State Department spokesperson under President Obama. And look who it is for the very first time on the couch, House Speaker Mike Johnson.
He's a pussy.
So good to have you here, Speaker Johnson.
So good to be with you. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, so thanks for the opportunity, ladies.
We've been wanting to have you, and we are quite excited.
Where's the Epstein list? That's what I want to know.
You know, I woke up this morning and I'm reading, and all of the congressional publications, Politico, Punchbowl, Axios. Here's what they said happened last night. I was very intrigued by it. This is after the
What are you talking about? You heard what the Jews do? They suck baby penises when they do their circumcision shit. They giving them the herpes up there. It's killing kids. These Jews is doing. What are you doing, man? Get your mouth off the penis. That's a baby.
Censure of Al Green. You have Politico playbook citing Axios that says
the girl right there in the green, she's redheaded too, and she's thick. She's thick, boy.
There was a very unhappy House Democratic leadership meeting. They had a come to Jesus meeting with a dozen House lawmakers. Punchbowl, elucidating on that, said that this included Maxwell Frost, Jasmine Crockett, two very outspoken Democrats, and they used the word that they were berated for their behavior. How ordinary is it for leadership to berate members of their own party? And were you surprised by this?
I wasn't surprised. It is extraordinary, but they did make fools of themselves on the House floor.
No, they just say it's okay to kill Goyle. So they say it's okay to kill to rape kids, as long as it's not a Jew. It's in their Talmud. Read it.
Everyone saw it. Everyone in the country. It was a.
Says it's okay to kill me and you because we're white, black. They don't care. If you ain't a Jew, you're the enemy. Why did Jesus? They killed my man Jesus.
Reminder to them why we won so decisively in this last election cycle and why they lost. And they're really a party in total disarray. As you see,
what's going to happen is the people are waking up and seeing this shit, and that's usually about the time before they get kicked out of the country. I think they're about 109.
On vivid display right now. They don't have an identified leader. They don't have any vision for where they're going. They don't have a platform that they can run on because
Sig Heil, that man's a hero. What are you talking about, Sig Heil? Tell me what they told you in school. They told me he was a bad guy. Turns out there wasn't no 6 million killed. You do the numbers and the math don't work. You don't put a damn wooden door on a gas chamber, Admiral.
It's repudiated overwhelmingly in the election. So they're sort of flailing about. And it blew up on the House floor, and I think they deeply regret it.
You can't say nothing about them without them taking you off of platforms and shit. So who's controlling America? I thought I had free speech to say what I wanted to say as long as I ain't calling for hurt or anything on anybody. Thought I could say what I wanted to in this country. It's the way I growed up.
At least some of them do. Others apparently didn't get the message of the election.
No, Al Green among them. He becomes the fourth House Democrat to be censured in the last 4 years.
sucking on little babies' penises and giving them herpes and killing them. I hate that. I hate raping children. I hate that.
Years. And Hakeem Jeffries, your counterpart on the other side of the aisle, had this to say about the censure.
The censure resolution.
Uh-oh. Flat Earth, what's your name? Where you calling from? Been a long time. Where you been at, man? Oh, I'm doing pretty good.
Well, that's good. That's good. Jamie, how's business going? Everything doing fine with you?
Yeah.
All right. Good deal.
Put your check to your bank account.
Did you? What bank account? I got one. Trump did with our borders.
What bank account?
Whatever bank account you had hooked up to it.
No shit.
Hello? Hey. They can't hear you, Tommy. Cause you know why, Tommy? Cause my Bluetooth, my desk microphone, the blue, is messed up. Well, I did figure it out. The plug in the back is messed up, Tommy. No, I can stream. I can stream. They just don't hear you. They can't hear you good. You know why they can't hear you good? Because they ain't listening, that's why. Because they ain't listening, Tommy. They're going to have to listen. Can you hear him now? The light's green. Can you hear him? Say something, Tommy. You been hearing it all night? What girl said? That's all? How about now? Can you hear him now? The light's on the speaker, on the microphone. Oh, am I live? Yeah, I'm live right now. Yeah, I'm live right now. Who's there? Am I live? I don't know if they can hear you or not. You're low. You're low even for me to hear you. Sounds like you're talking in a barrel or something. How about that? Can y'all hear him better now? Tommy, are you drunk? Oh. Can you hear? He is drunk. When ain't he? When he's asleep. And he hung up. Y'all pissed him off. Y'all done pissed him off. I don't know what's wrong with the damn audio. I'm just a damn talent. I got to be the damn janitor and everything else. I can't do it all. Can't do it all. But I can. And I will. Can you hear me now? Can y'all hear me better? Change it back. All right, let me put it back on. Let me put it back on next cam. I don't know. It only gives me 3 options. One of them is headphones. That's right, in my mind, I'm the talent. Get an agent. Can't afford an agent.
Put forth by extreme MAGA Republicans is not worth the paper that it was written on.
He says it's not worth the paper, and House Freedom Caucus members are asking to put forward a resolution to remove Al Green from his committee assignments. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, the interesting thing is he was censured for disrupting the proceedings of the House. And while I was reading the censure that was voted in, by the way, by 10 House Democrats who joined Republicans in that, they disrupted the proceedings of the House. So there's some irony there. We have to keep decorum. We have to keep control of the proceedings because we're the greatest deliberative body in the world, and we need to act like it. And I think this went way over the line. By the way, these censures, this is not a normal thing. I mean, he was only the 29th member of the House to be censured in the entire history of the U.S. Congress. So it was above the pale. He's the first person to ever be removed from the floor during a presidential address. It was appropriate, and we got to maintain control.
You know, Emily's going to hop in here, but just a quick follow-up. What about his committee assignments? Do you think that's on the table?
Well, I talked to Freedom Caucus members and other Republicans who are deeply concerned about this. They say we have to restore control one way or the other. They need to be real consequences, and it's something we'll be looking at early next week.
Okay. So, Mr. Speaker, it seems that there are some reasonable heads prevailing, right? We have Michigan State Senator Mallory McMorrow. She says, look, these Democrats are sick and tired of performative nonsense. We don't want to see our elected officials trying to be cute or clever, she says. So back to Tuesday night. Peggy Noonan, Democrat, esteemed WSJ opinion editor, wrote a thoughtful op-ed today where she said, look, I came to 3 conclusions after Tuesday. She said they're not serious people, talking about her own party, these elected officials who refused to stand up, who refused to clap. 2, their job was to show they are an alternative to Mr. Trump, and instead they proved why he won. And then her 3rd and most important, she said, they will continue to lose for a long time. And she talked about how to stand and cheer, to show support for these incredible Americans that were there that evening was to show love, and instead she said they brought the hate. So my question, to quote the Black Eyed Peas, which I got to see in concert 100 years ago, where is the love, Speaker, and do you think that Democrats will listen to these reasonable voices?
I think most of them won't, and you saw that by their vote. They voted against censuring Al Green. They're doubling down, tripling down on their failed policies and their message, and it does not resonate with the people. Peggy Noonan used to be a speechwriter for Ronald Reagan. I mean, she's a pretty keen observer of politics and human nature, and what she's seen here is a trend that no one can deny, that the Democratic Party has left the American people. When I was a kid, I grew up in Louisiana, in the Deep South. There weren't many Republicans. I didn't know many, but that party left the people of my state and every other state over the years, and now they went through that woke progressive nonsense. They went so vigorous and aggressive. It's almost like the pendulum swung all the way to the left and it clicked, and now it's sort of moving back. And what President Trump represents, and our party by extension now, is a force that is moving that pendulum back to what President Trump says is common sense. And that was long overdue. And the people embrace it, and the polls verify that they're in favor of what we're doing, restoring common sense and our conservative principles, which I know that we can demonstrate are good for everyone. It will lead to human flourishing. And then we'll keep these new demographics of folks that we gained in this election cycle and govern for many years to come.
Yeah, Speaker, it's so interesting. A lot of Democrats remember Joe Wilson yelling, "You lie," at Barack Obama, and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert saying some really awful things to Joe Biden. So the State of the Union in general has become a little bit more of a circus, I think. So Democrats will also remember that. But you're right in saying that Democrats are searching for a message and a leader. You know, I'm a Democrat. I looked at what happened on Tuesday night and did not like a lot of it, right? What I did like was Alyssa Slotkin, the senator from Michigan who was the official response, who's a moderate, worked for the George W. Bush CIA, right? Worked on Iraq and other intelligence issues. CIA. And she came out and said, prices are higher. The thing, they're firing veterans all around the country. We are hearing in town halls that voters, Democrats may not be winning them over quite yet, but Republicans are starting to lose them. So I'd love your thoughts on sort of her message. There is a moderate wing of the party, and it was on display in that speech, but also what your members are starting to hear. We're seeing these town halls where members are getting berated. I lived through the Obamacare town halls, and I learned as a Democrat, once you start getting those, canceling town halls, things don't look good for you. So what do you make of sort of this moment and that part of the party, and also how your members are hearing from folks?
Well, look.
And are they going to cancel town halls?
I'll say this. The president is now, 45 days into his administration.
Something like that.
We're transitioning from Bidenomics and this terrible economy that was delivered by the last administration. It takes a while to turn that ship around, but we are doing that. And the Congress is working to codify all the executive orders that the president is doing. But with regard to the town halls, look, we have Republicans who want to go out and be among their constituents and hear their concerns and dialogue with them. It's a big part of the job. But the problem is they're being ambushed right now by what are some, in many cases, paid protesters. You got George Soros-funded groups. They're very well organized. That's one thing Democrats do very well, is this organization, right? And they go in, an hour or two early before the event. They fill all the seats. And so the actual constituents of these Republican members can't actually make it into the arenas. And so it's not a productive dialogue at all. They're just walking into an ambush. So we've encouraged our members to think thoughtfully about that. There are a lot of ways now with technology to be in constant dialogue with your constituents. You can do telephone town halls and get 10,000 people on the phone at the same time. You can have small group meetings with industry or organization groups or various parts of your community, and to be very productive. We want to do the job, do it well, do it efficiently and effectively, and walking into a staged production like that doesn't serve anyone's interest.
Speaker Johnson, I know Molly has a question for you, and we're going to get to that in just a moment. But I noticed something this week. I looked back at Biden's State of the Union last year, and I saw you stand when he mentioned John Lewis. And I saw you stand when he mentioned standing as America to get the hostages freed from Hamas. You were able to recognize those common humanity moments, and it doesn't appear that your colleagues on the other aisle were able to do that for DJ Daniel, a cancer survivor. Why do you think you could recognize that, but they could not?
It's a great question. It was shameful. They didn't stand for the families of, Lake and Riley and victims of crime and all of these things. The hostage who was released after his elderly mother pleaded for all of that from the tragedy in Israel. They missed their opportunity. And look, a State of the Union or a joint address is meant to be, they're supposed to be unifying moments. It's something we all join in together. It used to be a celebrated event of America. And so you look for those moments that you can join and all join together. President Trump provided many of them, and they just sat through it all. And so I think it sent a profound message to the people. It was shameful. And I don't know how they explain their way out of that.
Yeah. We talk about the bingo cards and the waving of the cane. At the same time, there's an opportunity here for more moderate Democrats. Marie was talking about this to come forward and appear sane in comparison. So there is this window of opportunity as the Democrats are trying to figure out where they're going to go and how they get back on the map. And they're definitely throwing a little spaghetti against the wall in a lot of different respects. Here we are. We're about to go into a pretty intense period where we're going to be talking about money. This is what Congress does. And there's a lot of criticism right now, and the Democrats want to put language in about how much power President Trump has and what Republicans in Congress will do to rein that in. What do you picture in the coming weeks ahead? Hopefully not any, Serbian legislative smoke bombs being tossed around. Expect a little more peace than that.
Well, that's right. And this illustrates that the radical extremists in the Democrat Party have outnumbered the moderates. There's only a small handful of moderates left, and that's been on display here over and over. And they tried to do it, to your point, in the appropriations process. The Republican appropriators are negotiating in good faith. They're exchanging top-line negotiation numbers back and forth. And about 2 weeks ago, the Democrats threw in this outrageous requirement, the stipulation, hey, we won't fund the government unless you tie the hands of the executive branch, unless you put in all these stipulations and you take away the authority that they're duly allowed in our system. And we're not going to do that. They know we're not going to do that. So it looked like they were trying to engineer a shutdown of the government, which is terribly irresponsible. We're not going to do that. We will be running a clean CR next week. And what that will do is allow us time, allow the White House time, the administration to continue the DOGE efforts, finding all these extraordinary levels of savings and waste, fraud, and abuse. We'll be able to incorporate that into the budgeting for FY26, which will start almost immediately after we're done next week. And so that's going to be a great innovation. I think it's going to change the way government works. I was with Elon Musk in his office across this parking lot from the White House about a week ago, late at night. We're meeting, and I said, we're both getting increasingly excited about all the savings that he's finding. And I said, we're looking at this differently. You think of it as a data analyst and a scientist. I'm looking at this as a constitutional law attorney and a historian. Elon, it's not just about saving money. This is revolutionary. We're going to restore the founders' original vision for the Constitution. They wanted a limited federal government that had careful oversight by Congress, but Congress hasn't been able to do that because they've been hiding the data. He's found it. It's going to change the way we do government.
Speaker Johnson, you had a viral moment with Vice President J.D. Vance during the State of the Union. It was joint address to Congress, I should say. It was a hot mic moment. We want to play that.
By the way, I think the speech is going to be great.
Try to tell you can make money tomorrow and you don't want to do it. So you bitching about not having no money, but you don't want to work.
I'm not making no money. I'm not bitching about no money.
This thing was doing it during.
Say I don't get paid whatever I work for. That's all.
Okay, well you missed 2 days of work this week.
Okay then, I got 3 days on my check. So
you don't got 3 days on your check.
How come I don't?
Bye.
You need to learn how to do math.
I mean, what's the backstory? Did you not know your mic was hot?
I didn't. They turn these mics off all the time. I didn't know it was on, and
They're always on.
Sorry about that, but I was candid there.
It was candid. It was funny, and I gotta say, my sister who's in social media says organic works, and social media.
Bitch about he ain't got no money, don't come to work. I ain't paying you, don't come to work. Sit at home if you want to.
Loved that moment.
Oh,
You've joined the ranks of Britney Spears and everyone else who had hot mic moments. Speaker, it's totally.
Maybe you can find you a job that they'll pay you to lay at home. I don't know. I ain't been able to find one yet. I've been looking for my whole life. You want to hear what?
You talked about behavior from Democrat lawmakers, a lot of disruptions, and I just wanted to kind of go back to that. We saw Democrat lawmakers not stand for Laken Riley, for Peyton McNabb, for the son of a slain police officer and 13-year-old cancer survivor. What are the optics of that nationally, just in terms of not just the people who were in the room last night, but across the nation? And also, was President Trump expecting this type of behavior when he was crafting his speech?
So I gave a quote to one of the media outlets in this room yesterday that Democrats behaving like children would be the least surprising thing of the night. And unfortunately, that quote did turn out to be true. I think the president and everyone, frankly, was surprised by the Democrats refusing to stand for not the president's policies, because frankly we expected that, but for the everyday Americans who President Trump was shining a light on their stories. Mark Fogel, for instance, an American school teacher who was detained by the Russians. President Trump freed him. If Joe Biden had done that, they all would have been on their feet, but because of it came from President Trump, they weren't. So we think it's very sad, but we're very proud of the president today, and the American people are the people that this president cares about most, and the reviews are in, and everybody loved his speech.
Thank you. And then on Maine, we know that the governor of Maine has really pushed back against the president's executive order saying that boys should not be in girls' sports. I spoke with a lawmaker from Maine this morning who told me she'd been censured by state lawmakers for calling a man and speaking up on this. What is the next move for the White House in this battle to protect the integrity of women's sports?
Yeah, well, the Department of Education has sued the state of Maine. As you know, there's ongoing litigation. The president has made a commitment to ensure that states are being held accountable if they continue to allow men in women's sports, which he believes is an egregious violation of taxpayer dollars. And so that fight continues, and the president won't back down. Again, this is a common sense policy. 80% of the American people, including more than 60% of Democrats, do not want men in women's sports. So the president will stand by this commitment. Sure, Monica.
Thank you, Caroline. You mentioned not one Democrat senator voted to protect women's sports from males. Not one Democrat congressman or congresswoman stood to applaud or support protecting women's spaces and sports at the president's joint session to Congress last night, as you articulately mentioned in the beginning. So I'm wondering, what message is that sending to not only young women who are competing in these sports across the country, but also to the parents of these young girls?
Yeah. I think the message that Americans should take away from last night is that they have a president in the Oval Office who is committed to doing what's right for them, especially women and girls across the country. And I think it's very ironic, thank you for bringing up the point about women, that Democrat women were wearing pink to support our fellow females, yet they couldn't stand again for a young woman who was almost killed and severely injured by a man on the volleyball court. They couldn't stand for the mothers of two beautiful young women whose lives were taken tragically at the hands of illegal people. So you can't say you're the party of women and then support men and women's sports and not stand up for basic law and order and immigration reform that will protect women in this country. That's what President Trump is doing. He's the president for women. Lindsay, good to see you.
You got 4 days on your check and I paid you cash for a day.
So, speaking of tariffs, China said yesterday that they're ready for any kind of war with the U.S. Because of these tariffs that have been placed on them. And a Chinese spokesperson also said that the tariffs would not lead to a resolution of U.S. concerns about fentanyl originating in China. Can you speak to how the administration is planning on responding to that?
Well, I think Secretary Hegseth has responded to that this morning. He said that America will always be prepared to defend itself, especially under the leadership of this president in the Oval Office, and that certainly remains true. Again, when it comes to tariffs, the president has been very tough on China, not just now with 20% and more with the reciprocal tariffs that will hit on April 2nd, but look at what he did in his first term. There were billions of dollars worth of tariffs that he implemented on China, and it's quite telling that the previous administration did not rescind those tariffs because they realized the value that they had in not only deterring China, but also raising revenue here in the United States. Rachel.
Thanks, Caroline. Just a quick follow-up, two quick follow-ups on tariffs. The president mentioned a little disturbance during his remarks yesterday. The CEO of Target says that consumers will likely see prices go up on everything from strawberries to bananas to avocados. How long should Americans expect to pay higher prices? Are we talking a week, a couple of days, a few months?
Again, I don't have a crystal ball, but what I can assure the American people is that this president and this administration is doing everything they can. And I would remind you and everybody else in this room that it's because of the previous administration's economic policies that Americans were left with record high inflation. Inflation throughout Joe Biden's entire 48 months in office was at or above.
Apparently you don't need it. You could make $400 tomorrow. Apparently you don't fucking need it. He don't run that over there.
3%. It hit record highs, as you know.
No, you got a birthday to go to, but I thought you said you needed money. Well, then, how much are they paying you to go to that birthday? I didn't ask you. I said, how much are they paying you to go to that birthday? It's no different than any other birthday she's had. I don't hear that shit.
And there's a whole list of what the Biden economic disaster this president was left to clean up. It's been a month, but he's working hard every single day to do just that.
Follow up on the carve-out. Sorry to cut you off there. The U.S. imported $43 million worth of eggs from Canada. I know you mentioned some of the exemptions when it comes to automakers.
You don't get paid if you don't work.
Will there be any other carve-outs, including for eggs? We know prices are soaring for Americans.
The president is open to hearing about additional exemptions. He always has open dialogue, and he'll always do what's right, what he believes is right for the American people.
Like I said,
but again, as for the egg crisis in this country, the president is wholeheartedly committed to ensuring we're increasing our egg supply, and we're also bringing down cost. And Secretary Rollins has been all over this issue. She comes from an
Huh? I was going to pay you for it, and you took off. Well, you left because I told you to go out there and look at them trailers. Well, that's good for you, Jody. I hear you. I hear you. Well, when you got bills to pay, Jody. Well, then how do you pay them? I don't know what to tell you. Well, there you go. Well, So what I would do if I was you, I would start staying out of work more. That's what I would do.
Simultaneously while he was president. Many other presidents, there weren't too many really rich presidents, but there were a few. They ran their business. Hey, Obama made a deal for a book. Is that running a business? I'm sure he didn't even discuss it while he was president. He has a deal with Netflix. When did they start talking about that? That's only, a couple of examples. But other presidents, if you look, other presidents were wealthy. Not huge wealth. George Washington was actually considered a very, very rich man at the time. But they ran their businesses. George Washington, they say, had two desks. He had a presidential desk and a business desk. I don't think you people with this phony emoluments clause, and by the way, I would say that it's cost me anywhere from $2 to $5 billion to be president. And that's okay. Between what I lose and what I could have made, I would have made a fortune. If I just ran my business, I was doing it really well. I have a great business. I have the best properties. But between what I lose, and in all fairness, some properties, Doral an example. Doral was setting records when I bought it, because I owned it for a period of time. Setting records. There was nothing like it. Was making a fortune. And then what happened? I announced I'm going to run for office, right? And all of a sudden, I say, we got to build a wall, we got to have borders, we got to have this, we got to have that. All of a sudden, some people didn't like it. They thought the rhetoric was too tough. And it went from doing great to doing fine. It does very nicely now. It's actually coming back, I understand, very strongly. But Doral was setting records. And I knew this would happen. Most of the stuff that I have, because now instead of having 100% of the market that loves you and they love your brand and it's luxury and it's great, now you have 50% of the market. That's called politics. I fully understood that. So it's cost me between $2 billion and $5 billion. And if I had it to do again, I'd do it in an instant. Because who cares? If you can afford it, what difference does it make? If I had this to do again, because I'm making a big difference for the country. The country is stronger now than it's been in many years, maybe ever. Our military is rebuilt. Our economy is hitting records. As I said, best unemployment numbers, best employment numbers. We're strong. We're bringing our soldiers back home from the endless wars. We're doing great. So whether I lost $2 billion, $5 billion, more or less, doesn't make any difference to me. I don't care. If you're rich, it doesn't matter. I'm doing this for the country. I'm doing it for the people that show up. I haven't had an empty seat at a rally. I always say,
you come on
where's
back
the
to
rally?
shop.
It's in a certain place. Okay, just get the biggest arena. I go into these massive basketball arenas like in Dallas where the Mavericks play and fill it up and set a record. I've set a record almost every place I've been because we just need a little small stage. We don't need basketball courts, ice hockey courts. And I take less than musicians because they have bands. I don't have band. I set the world record for somebody without a guitar, okay? I don't have bands, right? So that's the story. And those people are the poll. And I've had great polls. I've had my best polls now. I think it's because people think that it's terrible what they're doing. Pelosi, Shifty Schiff, Schumer, these people are trying to destroy the country. It's a very bad thing what they're doing. The President of the United States should be allowed to run the country, not have to focus on this kind of crap, while at the same time doing a great job on Syria and Turkey and all of the other things that we're doing. North Korea, okay, maybe someday, but I'll tell you what, if somebody else became president with that same mindset that they had, you'd right now be in a big war with North Korea. You don't hear too much about it. Could happen. Could happen. I don't know. I always say, who knows? It's deals. Who knows? But in the meantime, North Korea's, I like him. He likes me. We get along. I respect him. He respects me. You could end up in a war. President Obama told me that. He said the biggest problem, I don't know how to solve it. He told me he doesn't know how to solve it. I said, did you ever call him? No. Actually, he tried 11 times. But the man on the other side, the gentleman on the other side, did not take his call. Okay?
Chapman.
Lack of respect. But he takes my call. Thank you very much, everybody.
Yeah, for that break line. No, it include an hour labor. To get to it, to see what's up with it. Because I don't understand what he's talking about. He's saying he's got a. Yeah, but that sounds like a wheel seal.
Okay, so it would be like $350 for you to come out and do a diagnosis and
Yes.
for an hour, right?
Yes.
Okay, and what's the ETA?
What's the address on it again?
He's on Marina.
I'd have to add the address. You got a number, like a street number?
Yeah, 4480.
Hold up. You said 4480?
Yeah, 4480 F Cobb.
Who's checking the damn?
South Cobb Drive.
Yeah. South Coast Drive. SE. Smyrna 30080.
All right, you got a number on. Does he want to do this? Does he want to do this? Type this in and see how far it is from here. 4480. I'm gonna get him to pull it up on the map. See how far it is from here. Should be there within 60 to 90 minutes, depending on traffic. $175 an hour.
3480.
No, 4480 South Cobb Drive.
Do you have a 2-hour minimum or
No.
no? Okay, let me give you a call right back.
All right, let me know.
Thank you.
All right, that's going to be a service call.
What?
It says the truck probably needs a brake line repaired. There's fluid on the back of the tires. I told him that sounds like a wheel seal.
Yeah, there ain't no brake line.
It's on a Hinu.
Yeah. That's not a brake line if they got oil.
But I told him $350. I'll come out there and look at it.
They'll use violence.
This will raise contractor Antifa on American soil inside of
Yeah, when I first infiltrated them, I was a little worried. They were definitely learning tactics that were not in for defense. It was definitely for offense. On the front, they would say on their website that these were defensive classes, but all the tactics they used were offensive. Their goals are the abolition of the state, to shut down prisons, abolish the ICE, the police force, and the United States government.
We just kind of wanted to, in the space, reframe the idea of self-defense as not simply you're being acted upon by the aggressor, but it's kind of a decision you make to fight back. In a lot of ways.
Saint Nick with a wrench in hand, fixing up his big old ride. Semi-truck, not slay this
crisis PR firm, this is insane. I learned that Emmanuel Macron has hired a crisis PR firm in the United States, and this crisis PR firm has connections at TikTok.
In one day, all 4 of the Becoming Brigitte clips that we cut on TikTok were hit with strikes, and my account is now facing a ban. Okay? This all happened last week. It's been insane, and we are dealing with this, and I think the best answer to this would be for people to go watch the series, to watch every series that we do. But